Get started. Am I on? And we can all we're all in meeting time now. Are we all ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay, welcome to our Zoom meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety, Thursday, December 10th, convening at 5 p.m. Before we call the meeting to order, Renee, please provide information that you need to disseminate for the board and the public concerning today's meeting.
The public may participate remotely by dialing 1-312-626-6799 and entering the following participation code, 860-8987-2565 #. If you wish to provide, you may provide comments remotely by emailing them to rrafala@cityoflawrence.org. We do have a quorum present.
We'll let the record reflect that we do have that quorum present to do business for the City of Lawrence. First item in minutes of our November 24th meeting. Are there any corrections or deletions to those minutes? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes of November 24th?
Motion to approve.
By Mr. Clark. Is there a second?
Second.
By Mrs. Browner. And are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, Renee, we'll take a roll call vote.
Doug Reeser.
Aye.
Sean Wright Browner.
Aye.
Mark Clark.
Aye, approved.
And the motion carries for the minutes to be approved 3-0. We have no unfinished business before the board at this time. So we are going to go directly to new business. And the first item on our new business is approval of an enterprise fleet management agreement. And I don't know if there are questions about that or concerns. The floor is open.
This is Jason Fenwick. Maybe I'll give a quick overview of what we intend to do with this agreement. So we have had conversations with Enterprise over the last several months, and they've come to us with this proposal, which would be for 5 of our street trucks. And the proposal is they would sell those trucks that we currently own. I think there's a pricing menu that was circulated, but they estimate we can sell those 5 trucks at approximately $32,250. Then they will buy 5 new trucks for the street department. We will lease them from them. The annual estimated cost of that lease is $30,900. In year 1, we basically are, we don't come out of pocket for anything, and we have 5 new trucks. With this, they will also proactively manage those 5 trucks and determine when the optimal time for us to sell it is so that we can maximize the resale value. So the intent would be over time, this program basically pays for itself. It allows us to upgrade the fleet and coming out of pocket with very little money. This does not work like a traditional lease does. If an individual would go to a dealership to buy a car, they have a mileage estimated amount on there, but we do not have any mileage or restrictions. They basically are just estimating how much they think they could sell that vehicle for based on that mileage. But if we go over, it doesn't affect the monthly lease price. It only affects the potential resale value when we go to sell.
Okay.
So do you
questions for Jason?
Do you anticipate going over that 10,000?
I would probably defer to Mr. Hennigan on that. I think based on conversations they had with him, that was kind of the rough number they expected these trucks to have in a given year. But even if we do exceed that, unlike a kind of personal lease, there's no per mileage overage charge. It's simply if you have more miles on it, it's likely going to just affect the resale value.
Okay.
I don't anticipate having any issues with the 10,000 miles, or no. Because
So they're not doing the fleet management where they manage the servicing of the vehicles based on the contract I read.
no, we do that.
Okay, because they do have that kind of program too, but I didn't think it did. But no, it sounds like a good idea. Really good.
It is a good idea.
Yeah, we were pleasantly surprised with their program in that, in effect, it's almost, it will potentially allow the street department to, rotate their fleet at pretty much minimal cost.
Yeah, and have new trucks pretty much continually.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So, what's the rationale with the 12 months versus 36 months?
I think they, based again on conversations they had with Mr. Hennigan and kind of the condition of the current fleet, that was what they were estimating would be the best in terms of maximizing resale value, but we aren't locked into any particular term. And one of the, I think, things that appealed to me on this is that Enterprise kind of monitors the resale market, and based on our mileage, they would likely come to us, and let's say it was a 36-month term, they might come to us at month 20 and say, hey, if you sell this now, you'll get X, and we can replace it for this. So they really do take a more proactive approach in managing when we need to rotate the fleet.
Oh, well, that's even better. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One of the other nice things about it is too, like we have a service truck body. They'll take that body off the truck we have and put it on the new truck that we're going to get. So you don't really have to buy. You just get the chassis instead of the whole thing. Make sense?
Yes.
Sounds good.
And Jason, this is Ashley. I believe you've already said this. To make sure the minutes reflect it. This is a substantial savings for the city. Is that correct?
Pardon me?
You indicated this was a substantial savings of money to the city. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure, Renee, if the board does approve this, the minutes reflect that as well.
Yes, ma'am. I've got all the numbers that Jason mentioned in my notes.
Thank you.
Are there other questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion to approve the Enterprise Fleet Management Agreement
Motion to approve.
by Mrs. Browner. Is there a second?
Second.
By Mr. Clark. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, again by roll call order, Renee, we'll take our vote.
Doug Reeser,
Aye.
Sean Wright Browner,
Aye.
Mark Clark.
Aye.
And the motion carries 3-0. So we do have that agreement has passed. Going to item B, approval of Loggers in Lawrence renewal agreement. Are there questions or comments concerning this agreement?
I would like to just make a couple of quick comments. So this is a renewal of the initial agreement. Our initial agreement for Loggers in Lawrence was a 3-year term. So the event that took place in September of this year was year 3. The first 2 years, the event was an overwhelming success. We had increased attendance last year significantly over year 1. The event this year I would call a tremendous success as well, although we intentionally limited the attendance due to COVID restrictions, but we were approved by the Marion County Health Department with our safety plan, so we're allowed to conduct the event. So hopefully by the fall of next year, we will all, I'm sure, hope the COVID's in our rearview mirror and we can get back to having normal events. But the only substantial change in this agreement is it's a 4-year term versus a 3-year from the previous one, and the fee for the event went from $7,500 to $10,000, but we think that's well worth it given the success that we've had the last 3 years.
Thanks for those comments. Are there questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the Laggers and Lawrence renewal agreement.
Motion to approve.
By Mr. Clark. Is there a second?
Second.
By Mrs. Browner. And are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, we will take again a roll call vote.
Doug Reeser,
Aye.
Sean Wright Browner,
Aye.
Mark Clark.
Aye.
And the motion carries 3-0, so that agreement with Laggers and Lawrence renewal agreement is approved 3-0. Item C on our agenda today, approval to appoint Todd Lampin as a City of Lawrence Reserve Police officer effective today, 12/10/2020. I don't know if we have a chief here or online or.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, there we are, Chief Hoffman. Thank you.
Yeah,
My only question, I assume he's made all of his standard commitments and passed his testing and so forth.
Yes, he'll be certified by the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. Todd is a longtime colleague of mine. I've known him for over 20 years. He's a retiree from the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, where he retired after 20 years at the rank of lieutenant. He has extensive experience in investigations, and that's where he will be deployed with the Lawrence Police Department. It's kind of a big win. We've got experience that was walking out the door that we were able to bring back into the fold, and I think it'll be an overall positive for the Lawrence Police Department.
Good. Questions for Chief? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the appointment of Todd Lampin as a City of Lawrence Reserve Police officer?
Motion to approve, Todd Lampin.
By Mrs. Browner. Is there a second?
I second.
By Mr. Clark. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, again, roll call vote, please, Renee.
Doug Reeser,
Aye.
Sean Wright Browner,
Aye.
Mark Clark.
Aye.
And that motion carries 3-0. So we have a new reserve police officer. Congratulations to Todd, and Chief, thank you for bringing Todd Lampkin on board. We appreciate it.
And thank you all for your approval.
Yeah, I'm just sorry we couldn't see the swearing in like we normally do.
Yeah, that'll happen in a private ceremony.
Very good. Thank you again. And we'll move right on to item D, approval of a quote from Seamaster to purchase a 2018 Falcon 4-ton transporter hot box in the amount of $24,500. Are there questions? I know we have Jim Hennigan here and others, Jason Fenwick on board, and Ashley Hopper.
I just would like to know what a hot box is.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I get like 2 sentences explanation?
Hot box is, it's a box, but they put asphalt in it, and it's got a heater that keeps it warm while you're driving around patching chuck holes. And the one we have right now is very old. It's a propane one that's got 2 propane tanks. It's probably 4 foot by 2.5 foot round. And it's antiquated. We need a new one. It runs off diesel fuel, be more efficient, easier to, and it dumps. It dumps. Guys don't have to get in it and shovel it out. We can dump it out, make it a lot easier.
And you're saving a lot of money.
Saving some money by buying a used one. This is a used one.
Right, 2018.
Yeah.
And I believe there were quotes sent to you so you could see the price of the new one. versus what they're requesting to purchase, which is the used one. And then there's also a trade-in value. Jim, you may want to address that too, that you're.
Yeah, the trade-in value is $2,000. It's just, it's not worth nothing. It's old and it's probably not worth fixing. You can't fix it for $2,000. So it's one of
Right. Right.
update the fleet.
Sounds good. Are there other questions?
I was laughing because I thought of hot box, so I think of pizza.
We're going to get into delivering pizzas now.
That might be next.
Yeah, repair streets with your own piece of pizza. What a deal. That's great. That'll make everybody happy. Okay, well, we have heard comments. Is there a motion to approve the quote?
Motion to, I'm sorry, my mute, mic was mute.
Motion to approve by Mrs. Browner. Is there a second?
Yeah, I second anything that makes pothole covering more efficient.
You bet. So we have a second to our motion. And again, is there any question on the motion? Hearing none, we'll have Renee roll call vote again.
Doug Reeser,
Aye.
Sean Wright Browner,
Aye.
Mark Clark.
All right,
And the motion carries 3-0. We look forward to having the new 2018 Falcon. I want to say it again, 4-ton transporter hot box in the amount of $24,500 in our fleet.
I thank you, and I know the crew will thank you.
You bet.
And Renee, can you make sure the minutes reflect the savings in regards to
ma'am.
that as well? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have that approved, and we're going to go to comments of administration if we have any comments.
Yes, I'll be quick.
Okay.
So about 2 weeks ago, we had our Lawrence Christmas event, and new to the event this year is an ice skating rink. And the opening night, the ice skating rink was definitely an overwhelming success. The rink is open to the public on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Starting tomorrow, the rink will be open from 4 to 8, and then Saturday 2 to 8, and Sunday 2 to 8. You can visit our website, visit lawrenceindiana.com for those dates and times, or Facebook and our social media accounts. But it's been a really positive add-on to our Lawrence Christmas that just started this year. So I wanted to point that out.
Great, thank you.
very cool. What is the chemical makeup of the ice? I know it's not traditional ice. It's a compound of some sort. Is that correct?
It's a synthetic rink, and so they come in basically almost like floor tiles that you put together. And I mean, you could conduct a full-on hockey practice on it if you wanted to. So it's about as close to the real thing as you can get. But once the season's over, we'll pick the squares up and store them until next year.
Oh, nice. So
Very
it's
good.
reusable.
Reusable.
And it's located on our Civic Plaza, which is right behind Giacomo there at the corner of Wheeler and Otis.
Great.
Yeah, I wondered why that little shed went up. Now I know.
It looks really nice at night, and Jim Hennigan and his team deserve a ton of credit because they strung Christmas lights and really went above and beyond to get the place set up. But at night, it definitely is a very nice addition.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, my husband and I went over there, we walked over there, and if you ever want to feel euphoria, go over there and hang out with the kids screaming and skating. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, I saw someone testing the ice with a mallet or something before it opened, which was interesting to watch.
No, that's how you got to put it together.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's like a puzzle. It's a lot of work to put it together, but you got to beat them together. They interlock.
Now it makes sense. Yeah, great job. Great job, guys.
One thing I also don't want to forget is we've had Last weekend, we had a pop-up farmers market there, and I believe this weekend as well, there will be food trucks and other things to go along with the skating rink as well.
Oh, wow. How are you advertising the food trucks and pop-up market? Is that through Facebook?
It's primarily been through Facebook this year. I think once we had plans initially on actually running some commercials and doing some more, I'd call it aggressive marketing, but you know, with the safety plan we had approved, we just chose for Facebook this year. But again, hoping this time next year we don't have these concerns, and obviously word of mouth has actually played a big part in it as well. But right now it's primarily Facebook.
Yeah, it's our own little Kris Kringle mark.
Absolutely.
So this is Sri. I want to add something to so the board is aware.
Oh, yes.
So this Monday, the council passed a whole bunch of ordinance changes, which includes changes to our building code, changes to contractor registration, and it's been it's a lot of major changes after like 3 decades of no changes to the ordinance. We basically did a big overhaul of all the ordinances, the main ordinances, to make it easier for contractors to pull permits. The biggest one is if the contractors are registered in Indianapolis, they don't have to come here to register. They can register with us for free, and they can pull permits, so they don't have to worry about dual licensing from us and them. That's a big change, and there is a lot of other permits that are eliminated, and there is a lot of permits that got consolidated. So I just wanted the board to be aware, in case anybody asks you questions about some of this. Starting January 1st, doing business with Lawrence, it's going to be a lot more easier and simpler and straightforward. And a lot of the frustrations the contractors had about getting multiple licenses and stuff is going away starting January 1st.
Yeah, that's huge news.
Good.
Yeah, you'll be seeing that in the newsletter and in the websites, and we are just going to do a marketing campaign, like an outreach in the next 3 weeks before we roll it out.
And Sri, can I add to that are we still on track as well in January where we will have online licensing and permitting capabilities for contractors?
That's a goal. I think Tyler is looking for working on some upgrades to the new walls. Once that upgrades have happened, I have to check with him tomorrow. The online permitting should work. So we are almost there. It's just the new wall system itself needs some upgrade to fix some glitches, and Tyler is working on it. So I'll probably have a better update for everyone in the next board meeting about that. But the goal is sometime, even if it is not first week of January, sometime in January, we will roll out online permitting.
Good.
Yeah, so
And
that'll
if I can add one more thing, just for the board to be aware, also on Monday night, the council adopted the stormwater fee ordinance, which solidifies our withdrawal from the Indianapolis Stormwater Agreement. So what that means is Lawrence, through Shree's guidance, we now control our stormwater fees and therefore the projects that we can now get done in Lawrence. And that's effective January 1st as well.
Great.
So did Indianapolis release the money that they've been holding back from us?
By doing this, by adopting this before 12/31, we will receive, I think we were told by June of next year, we will receive all of the fees less some. They're going to hold back a certain amount for some bond payments, but we'll receive all the fees collected for Lawrence this year, sometime in June, and then going forward, every year we will receive 100% of the fees collected from Lawrence minus a holdback for debt service payments on a bond until the bond matures, and then I think a couple administrative issues. But I think, Sheree, correct me if I'm wrong, after year one, we should have approximately net about $1.5 million a year that we will be able to direct toward projects and O&M.
That's absolutely right. I mean, really, it's at least going to be $1.5 million. I mean, every year as the stormwater rate increases, just like in Marion County does, our revenue goes up slightly too every year.
Well, great work, guys. That's a big deal. That's going to make a huge difference. So thank you for all your work.
That's great. Any other comments, administration?
I think that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you for the updates. Do we have, Renee, any citizens' comments?
I've not received any, sir.
Okay. With that, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to
Go ahead.
motion to adjourn.
And we have a motion to adjourn. And Mrs. Browner, your second is from Mr. Clark. Is that correct?
I second, yes.
Yeah. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Have a great evening.
Good night,
Thank you, you
everybody.
too.